Are you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think about the fact that we kind of almost have to do it like we're talking to people,
Mm-hmm.
even though it's just us.
Here, you know what I'm gonna do?
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna
could arrange my stuffed animals right in front of me.
I'm gonna draw some little people on some post-it notes. And I'm gonna stick it underneath our faces. And maybe that will help me.
Here's my grandfather.
We'll talk to your grandfather,
Hello, Carl.
Carl. All right.
Literally,
Um,
we started every episode. Hello, Carl.
Welcome to the Movie Witch podcast.
Howdy.
Howdy.
That's not witchy.
It's okay. I don't think there's a witchy way to say hello.
Can we can we find a cowboy witch?
A cowboy witch. I'm
That's
sure
my
there's one
nickname.
out. There's one out there. I'm sure. So I'm Kyla.
I'm Kaya,
Right. Kaya, like papaya.
and Kyla like Kyla.
Kyla, like not Kayla. And this is the Movie Witch, where we talk about media like books, movies, TV shows, and video games that have witches, witchy things in them.
I like to say it's a podcast about the portrayal of witchcraft in the media.
Yes, that's much more eloquent than what I said. So I'll go first. My name is Kyla. I am a pagan that identifies as a hedge witch. I'm a professional tarot practitioner. I have a day job as an accountant. I live with my boyfriend and my two cats, and my hobbies are pretty much astrology and media consumption, which is why I'm here. Literally, all I do is watch TV, movies, play video games, and read books. That's pretty much it for my hobbies plus astrology. Fun facts. I met Allie and AJ when I was about 10 in the Mall of America. I had this big speech I wanted to say to them about how they saved my life, even though I was only 10 years old. But when I got up there, I just kind of cried and they hugged me. It was really sweet. And my other fun fact is I got lost in France on a school trip. My teacher just straight up lost me. Yeah, we were all split up in different groups and we kind of just got abandoned at the church Sacre-Cœur. And it was me and two underclassmen. So I was kind of like the adult, quote unquote. I was 16. And so we were spent like, I don't know, like 4 hours or more, like wandering around France, trying to find our hotel and talking to random French people, trying to get back to our hotel. And when we finally got back to the hotel with no help from the teacher, like all on our own, everyone was in like this little conference room by the lobby. And we walked in and they all turned to us and they were like, and we were like, yeah, y'all ditched us. That was a harrowing experience.
Okay, howdy, I'm Kaya. It sounds like papaya, but it's not spelled that way. It's the Latvian word for seagull, and I really resonate with that because oftentimes, just like a seagull, I also find myself in parking lots eating garbage. I have a communication degree and a bunch of minors. There's three of them and a certificate, but I'm not going to rattle them off because I can rattle off about other things. Um, with that degree, I work in storage and I live with my boyfriend as well, and four fish. And then there's a raccoon that's inhabiting our attic, at least one raccoon. When I was in college, for 3.5 years, I was the president of something called the Oddities Club. And basically, that's the Weird People Club. We talked about cryptids a lot and like Halloween and spooky stuff and weird stuff and furries and Renaissance fairs. And, if it's weird, we probably talked about it. And some hobbies of mine. I really like true crime, and I'm a really, really big fan of Taylor Swift. I like really weird and eccentric things in general. Like I have a rug with an octopus on it and a stuffed with stuffing llama head on my wall. It's not an actual llama head. It's like a stuffed animal stuffed head. I need to clarify that. And like I just have weird stuff around my house. I like weird shoes. I have some shoes with Pikachu on them and I call them my Pikachus. And I also really love dogs, but specifically I love Ziggy, who's my little Boston Terror, and Uggo, who passed away, but his tongue stuck out, and he was called Uggo because he was a little bit ugly. And my fun fact is that I got to sing on stage with Grammy winners, A Great Big World.
I didn't know they won a Grammy.
Oh yeah, they won a Grammy, just one.
Oh,
By 6 degrees of separation, I kind of sung on stage with Christina Aguilera, but
what?
yeah, because they sing with her too,
Oh, that's so crazy.
isn't it?
Also, I love that you called Ziggy a Boston Terror.
He he is like he's a baby because he's a dog and he's a baby and he's little, but he's also a shit.
Oh, I forgot to mention my two cats' names are Eugene and Delphine, and they're just little gremlins.
My fish don't have names, but the raccoon is named Ghost.
You named the raccoons.
Just one of them, just the mama.
Also I noticed that I said I live with my boyfriend. I live with my fiance. We're recently engaged.
I would like to mention one more fun fact about me. I get these really obnoxious hiccups, so if you ever hear like a screech, it's probably just me.
I did not know that about you.
Now you do.
So the way we met is I was trying to add someone else on Facebook. Someone that was younger than me actually from high school, and her name, I don't think her name was Kaya, but it sounded like Kaya. And I just searched it in Facebook and Kaya was the first result, so I added her. And that's not the person I was trying to add, but I added her and then she messaged
Her
me.
back.
Yeah, she added me back and then she messaged me.
I was like, "Hi, I'm Kaya. Sounds like Kyla, but it's not. Something like that."
Yeah. And then we became pen pals. And then now we're actual friends.
And we're actual friends who are doing a podcast together.
Yeah. How did we get here?
A lot of Twitter. A lot
Yeah.
of
Yeah. Let's see. I feel like we're missing a part of that, but I can't.
We went to the Mars Cheese Castle together.
That's right. The first time, is that the first time we hung out?
No, the first time we hung out was at Chips,
Oh, that's right.
a local restaurant in central Wisconsin.
Yeah. That was the first time I had been to Chips.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. We went to Mars Cheese Castle and I thought it was going to be so amazing and it was just fine.
It's not really a castle by
It was
definition.
it
It's
was
kind of
fine.
a castle, but it's not like really a castle. They're really good cheese curds though.
I remember I caught a shiny
Chikorita.
chikorita, and
I caught one too.
that's my main takeaway from that experience. That I got to hang out with Kaya and Egg at the same time. And I got a shiny chikorita. The reason we're doing this podcast, I actually conceived of this podcast because I love like talking about my spirituality and I love media. I like storytelling, movies, TV shows, books mean a lot to me. And I think that's because like as a kid, I really used that as a form of escapism, being a closeted bisexual baby and having a lot of like repressed religious trauma um and all that, and also just being lonely. And so I kind of dove into media and stories to get away from all of that. And being still a little bit of a lonely adult, that still kind of applies. Storytelling means that much more to me because I am an aspiring English major and possible writer. I don't really feel comfortable calling myself a writer yet because I like haven't published anything, which sounds really silly because a lot of writers are unpublished. being a witch and seeing a bunch of like witchy things in media, it's really fun. Like seeing things like Hocus Pocus, and then also seeing things like Sabrina, things that are closer to what it is in real life versus things that are just really silly but also really fun. That was kind of my reason for wanting to start the podcast. And then Kaya was like, I really want to be a part of this.
And
So
Kyla's like, I can be your dumb sidekick.
I don't
Be-
think you are dumb though. I think you will
No,
add a lot
I
of
will learn more about witchcraft as time progresses. However, I know close to nothing about it except for magic, and religion has a core part in it. Um, and the aesthetic is nice. And that's the extent of my knowledge. It's not much further than my extent for astrology, which, fun fact about Kyla, she likes astrology too.
Yeah, I do. I'm not an astrologer, but I don't know if I quote unquote believe in astrology. It is a pseudoscience, but it is so fun. It is so fun and so complicated, and I love it. I love it.
Sagittarius and Capricorn, like you don't find fun words like that anywhere else except for like tchotchke.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm writing up your chart analysis because it's helping me practice. I don't think I've gotten very far in it, but it's mostly helping me practice like transits and things.
So storytelling to me, growing up, my dad was a very good storyteller, and he would tell us all the fun stories about his college days and when he was growing up and his post grad days. He did not get a graduate degree, but technically it's still post grad if it's after he graduated, correct? So he would tell me all these fun stories about that and how he used to put mashed potatoes inside the vanilla ice cream cups and would just wait for people. And I heard stories about him and my mom growing up, when they were first married and first meeting. Like the man proposed in front of the camel exhibit at the Lincoln Park Zoo. Okay, it doesn't get much weirder than that. Okay. So I grew up listening to those kinds of stories, and I grew up reading books and reading like 13 books at a time because I was that kid. And I think it's important to be able to talk about stories, but with my degree in communication, we often talked about like audience reception and how the media is received by the public. It's interesting to kind of look at how witchcraft is portrayed in media, especially since witchcraft has been such a taboo thing for as long as it's really been a thing. And I think it's going to be interesting, especially since, you know, I know a lot of people, a lot of them are kind of normal, and I can't wait for them to listen to this because sometimes I seem normal. It's not often, but sometimes I seem normal. And I can't wait for these people who think that I'm normal to listen to this and be like, oh, she's not normal.
It's like if you're listening to this, you can't see my face, but like when Kaya says that she has people who think she's normal, I mean, I don't think you're a freak or anything, but I don't think you're normal. I think you're a very fun, eccentric person.
For God's sake, I'm
I'm
president of the oddities.
yeah, I'm not really friends with normies, and I say the word normies in like the most loving and respectful way possible. I have like one token normie friend and I love her to death, but like
We love normal people.
yeah,
I think my boyfriend is normal. What is normal anyway?
when I think of a normal person, I think of someone who likes media a normal amount and maybe likes sports and has the white picket fence, the dog, the 2.5 kids, and I have one friend that fits that like to a T.
Like two people like that.
And so the idea that people think you're normal is funny to me because you're very fun and eccentric and
Chaotic.
yeah, you're very chaotic. And everyone knows I'm weird. I'm not like a freak or I don't think I'm chaotic, but I am not normal.
I take pride in the chaos that comes from my life.
I kind of wish I was a little more chaotic, but I just don't have the energy for it. I'm too tired.
I create energy from chaos.
I wanted to talk about what to expect from the Movie Witch podcast. And basically, we're going to talk about different media, like I said, books, TV, movies, possibly video games. How did you phrase it again? You phrased it really well.
The portrayal of witchcraft in the media.
Yes. We're going to break down how the witchcraft is portrayed. We're going to break down whether or not it's actually like realistic to witchcraft practices in real life. Because the example I usually go to is Hocus Pocus. That is the most like off the rails, cartoony witch movie I can think of. However, something like Chilling Adventures of Sabrina,
Yeah,
that has a couple elements that are like quote unquote true to life. And I think it would be fun to dissect those things, but whether or not it's true to life, it's still going to be fun to talk about any witchy media that we come across.
accurate.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to
I had a fun pair of shoes today.
add? What do they look like?
I'll send you a picture. We'll post it on the gram.
Okay.
We are recording this from two separate locations, which is why I'm like, I'll send you a picture, because if she was sitting right next to me, I would just show her my feet.
Oh yeah, you're wearing them right now.
Because I wear shoes in the house because, like I said, I'm chaotic.
These are so cute.
We'll post them on the gram.
Yes, okay, these will be on Instagram. I would wear the fuck out of these. Oh yeah, are we gonna swear on the podcast?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we'll post pictures of our babies. They're not human babies.
We should like have we should do like a post for me and then a post for you and then like also this.
Ooh, like an intro post.
Yeah.
Like, hey, witches. That's our intro.
And our outro, I think. Hey witches and bye witches. I thought of that the other day. I was like, I was making toast or something. I was like, I don't remember how I came to it, but I was like, bye witches. I was like, yeah, I'll pitch that to Kaya later. And I totally forgot about it until you just said it. We're on the same wavelength.
There's chaos in my brain, and
I literally thought of it yesterday when I was making toast. Why did I think of it? I didn't think of it as an intro though. That will make everything way easier if we just use it for both.
Oh yeah.
Anything else?
I think that's a wrap.
So that's it for us. I hope you like us, and I hope you listen to our podcast because we're probably gonna work really hard on it.
We will work
So
really hard on it.
yeah, we're probably gonna work too hard on it, frankly, but that is just the way we are.
It's a
So
labor of our love.
yeah, exactly. We'll talk to you later.
Bye, witches.
Bye, witches.